Rare leaked backstage footage of an AEW Rampage interview gives an insight into AEW's backstage production process. Pat McAfee gives an update on his broadcasting future, possibly paving the way for a WWE commentary return. An update on Survivor Series plans, specifically War Games, and if there are plans to feature Raw vs. SmackDown in the double cages. Eric Young gives an update as to why he chose to sign with Impact Wrestling over going to All Elite Wrestling. Roxanne Perez was on the WWE main roster live event circuit over the weekend, and also a WWE status update on Meito Satomura. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about this interesting leaked video, giving a bit of an update on the behind-the-scenes process for interviews in All Elite Wrestling. This is absolutely fascinating stuff because interesting behind-the-scenes footage of a backstage promo segment in AEW has been leaked, giving fans a look at outtakes and raw footage filmed prior to the final cut being released on television. Now, the footage in question, we're going to get to in just a second, is captured prior to the AEW Rampage match between Swerve Strickland and Wheeler Yuta on December 28, 2022. In what was previously a Rampage tradition, Mark Henry conducted a side-by-side interview with both Yuta and Strickland. While viewers would obviously only see the final take, the footage shows the setup beforehand with the talent and Henry taking numerous attempts to nail down their promo. Although this footage usually obviously stays off the air, AEW did recently make the headlines for a recent editing botch on AEW Collision in a similar backstage interview segment involving Keith Lee. The humorous footage seemingly revealed that the Keith Lee segment in question took a whopping 22 takes to film, so in comparison, despite a few hiccups, this segment involving the Blackpool Combat Club, Henry and Swerve was relatively seamless. Let's get straight into this footage. Let's have a look at this interesting backstage footage.
Like, just don't look at the monitor. What? You can move whatever you want.
Let me know when you're good. All right, quiet please. All right, stand by.
I need Jay Lethal to back the fuck up.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Thanks, guys. What? Yeah, stop.
Rob, just yell down the hallway, Rob. We heard from down there. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thanks, guys. Wheeler Yuta, you made this match on Dynamite against Swerve Strickland. You see the guys that he's with? What's going through your head right now?
I'll answer that, Mark. Only one thing is going through Yuta's head right here. He's only allowed one mindset at this particular point in his career. Destroy. Actually, oh, fuck. Sorry.
All right, guys, we're going to go again. Stand by. All right, here we go. Let it breathe.
5, 4, 3, 2. Hold on. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thanks, guys. Wheeler Yuta, you made this match on Dynamite versus...
I have a tough name. I really do.
Yes, it's brutal. It's rough.
Hold on, Mark. Hold on.
What if you call it a sausage or a strict? More difficult.
It's fair.
Okay. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Thanks, guys. Wheeler Yuta, you made this match against Swerve Strickland on Dynamite. You see the guys that he's with? What's going through your head right now?
I'll answer that, Mark. At this point in Yuta's career, we only allow 3 things to go through his head. Destroy, destroy, destroy. He is not allowed to feel fear. He is not allowed to feel pain. Swerve, I'm a big fan of yours. Very talented guy. Amazing athlete. Killshot was my favorite wrestler for years. But there is nothing you can do to him that we haven't already put him through.
Mark, let me tell you about this, all right?
Actually, no, I'm going to take it from here since you interrupted me on Dynamite Wednesday night. I'm going to return the favor back to you. Oh, Moxley, Blackpool Combat Club. Seems like you're missing another member of your group. The only difference is he was taken from you. Well, I had a member of my group. I got rid of him. Now, Rampage is going to be fun. I love this. I love getting down, dirty and gritty and violent. In 2022, Swerve proved to the world why he was the best acquisition of this year. Now in 2023, the Mogul affiliates are going to prove why we're the most violent.
Oh, we're talking violent, Swerve. Now you're speaking my language. I was part of the most violent main event in Rampage history. And you know what? I don't need the two biggest rejects from this past season to tattoo redo. I'm going to do this myself. So gentlemen, stay in the back. Let's get violent.
Say less.
Well, look like there's been enough talk. It's time for the main event.
Clear. Minute 48.
Stand by, guys.
There's a minute 48. We got to do that one more time, a lot shorter. Swerve, we're going to tighten theirs. Just tighten your
No
lips,
problem.
okay?
No problem.
Okay.
What do you want me to say?
Certainly interesting stuff there. What did you make of that leaked footage? Is it a big deal? Was it just interesting to see the behind-the-scenes process when putting together something as simple and straightforward and something you might not pay as much attention to as a pre-match promo? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Now, an update on Pat McAfee. Now, Pat McAfee is given the latest update on his broadcasting future, and it might have made some of his haters actually happy. Of course, McAfee stepped away from his full-time SmackDown announcing duties when he signed up to be a contributor on ESPN's College Game Day. McAfee has been involved in some WWE events since then, most recently at Fastlane, which took place in the city the former NFL star has made his name, Indianapolis. Now, a recent poll, though, by The Athletic provided an insight into College Game Day's viewers' assessment of McAfee on the show, with almost half saying they didn't like him being a part of it. Taken to social media, McAfee gave an update on his broadcasting future and confirmed that he has not signed a new deal with College Game Day as he hits out at the Athletics poll on him. He said, quote, "This has been brought to my attention more than a few times over the last few days. I've never been friends with a human that reads the Athletics, so I'm not 100% sure what style of human these 3,100 folks are, but huge shout out to the 30%, hell yeah. To the 49%, I have some great news. I have heard you from the very loud and clear since the beginning of my stint with Game Day. It's one of the biggest reasons why I have not re-signed a contract with the legendary show. I'm not right for some crowds, and the distinguished college football folks are definitely one of those. Excited to enjoy the rest of this year. That's shaping up to be a great one, and then see what the future holds. It's been an absolute blast and honor to be at that desk and work with the fine folks of that family. It's also been really fun to work 7 days a week for the last 2 football seasons. Nice reminder that I'm still an effing dog. The dumbest life of all time shall roll on. Let's have a great NFL Sunday. Cheers." Now, this has led to many speculating that possibly McAfee could be set for a return to WWE if indeed he's no longer with College Game Day. Of course, that was the task that brought him away from WWE programming. So, while McAfee didn't provide an update on his WWE career, if he is stepping away from College Game Day, that could theoretically open the door to a return to the announce table for him. However, with many irons in the fire, it remains to be seen what McAfee does for the brand next. Let me know your thoughts if you could expect to see Pat McAfee back, possibly at the end of the college football season. Now, an update on War Games at Survivor Series, and many people kind of speculating what the War Games match is going to look like. On the season premiere edition of SmackDown, Triple H named some new authority figures in WWE. Following his years as an on-screen official in the company, Adam Pearce has been given the job as the Raw General Manager, while former TNA World Heavyweight Champion and NWA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis was given the same job on the Blue brand. Nick Aldis' first duty in his new role was to complete the trade that took Jey Uso to Monday Night Raw, as he welcomed Kevin Owens to SmackDown, a move that Owens has described as bittersweet. On the SmackDown in San Antonio, Texas, it seems that Nick Aldis has drawn the battle lines between his brand and Monday Night Raw after a wild night saw Jey Uso get a measure of revenge on his brother Jimmy. Jimmy Uso had cost Jay and Cody Rhodes the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships on Raw, so Jay took out Jimmy, and he and Solo Sikoa had attempted to lay out John Cena. Backstage, Nick Aldis wanted to bring a bit of order to his brand and informed Jay Uso of a $10,000 fine before asking security to remove him from the building. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce was in attendance and spoke up for his star, which led to Aldis to having both men removed from the arena. This had led to a lot of fans to speculate and wonder if WWE was bringing back the Raw vs. SmackDown theme for Survivor Series in November. Writing in his daily update, Dave Meltzer noted that although he discussed the chances of a Raw vs. SmackDown War Games match happening based on the interaction between Aldis and Pearce, he has been told that any War Games match is not being planned as a battle of the brands. While a War Games match may not be totally out of question, there could still be room on the Survivor Series card for another Raw vs. SmackDown match. If that happens or not remains to be seen. So keep an eye on that, because reportedly the War Games match isn't going to be Raw vs. SmackDown, but you never know. There could possibly be a Raw vs. SmackDown element to the show overall. Now, an update on Eric Young, of course an Impact Wrestling staple, one of the names that revealed that Impact was reverting back to TNA Wrestling over the weekend. And Eric Young has revealed the honest reason that he chose to return to Impact Wrestling over moving to AEW after leaving WWE earlier this year. In November 2022, Young returned to WWE, though wouldn't appear on television and would eventually request his release in April of this year. Speaking on the topic of his release, Young explained that he couldn't stay with WWE as he, quote, would have had to answer to somebody that I'm just not willing to, referring to Vince McMahon. With AEW and Impact Wrestling both having Young on their radar, he recently spoke to House of Wrestling about his decision to return to his old stomping ground by saying, quote, I talked with some friends there and people that I trust, and Tony had kind of mentioned that he was interested, but it just never materialized. And the truth is, I'm just going to get lost in either in the ether, in the mix, like 60 other people there, right? The truth is, I don't have his confidence. Me and him aren't close in any way, shape or form. I'm kind of replacing one set of problems for another, and I have nothing against Tony Khan. From everything I know, he's a very nice man. I met him a couple of times in passing. He treats the wrestlers with respect. He pays them very well and is a very respectful man and a kind man. So it's nothing against the product or nothing against him. It's just not my place. Impact Wrestling is my home, and that's where I wanted to be. So that's where I am. Now, during his runs in TNA/Impact Wrestling, Young has been a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion and a 4-time Tag Team Champion. Of course, his accolades don't stop there with the X Division Championship, TNA Legend Championship, NWA World Tag Team Championship, and Knockouts Tag Team Championship. Yes, Knockouts Tag Team titles with ODB as part of his history as well. Do you think Eric Young made the right decision? Let me know your thoughts about that. Now, Roxanne Perez, she's been working with the main roster over the weekend, in addition to, of course, Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton is becoming something of a regular on WWE main roster house shows. Yet another NXT star was part of one over the weekend. For last night's Sunday, October 22nd, SmackDown branded event in Laredo, Texas, much like Stratton, there was a former NXT Women's Champion in action. In the opening match of the night, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire took on Raquel Rodriguez and a notable tag team partner, that being NXT's Roxanne Perez. Laredo, where the show took place, is where Perez was born, and Rodriguez is from Texas as well. So while it's always notable when an NXT talent works a main roster show, there's every chance this was just a one-off for the hometown occasion rather than a sign of an imminent Perez call-up to either SmackDown or Raw. Perez and Gonzalez did pick up the victory over Dawn and Fire in their match, so it may just be a one-off, but you never know. It could be WWE testing the waters for something to come in the future. Finally, speaking of Roxanne Perez, she had a storyline with Meiko Satomura. We've got a bit of an update on her status with WWE right now. Former NXT UK Women's Champion Meiko Satomura was last seen on NXT television on March 7, where she was defeated by Roxanne Perez. Following NXT UK's closure in September of last year, Satomura took a hiatus from WWE TV, reappearing for the brand in February this year, where she would compete a handful of times until her previously mentioned loss to Perez. Inquiring about Satomura, a Twitter user messaged the Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer regarding the veteran's status in the company given her lengthy absence, to which Meltzer responded with, quote, she was mainly hired to be a coach. While this explains the 43-year-old's hiatus, it's unclear whether she will still return for a cameo appearance in Between the Ropes in the future, or whether her last appearance in March was in fact her final WWE match. Of course, if we get any more details on that in the future, we'll let you know. But there you go, guys. This is the latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak for you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.